guys! So today I'm doing a video on how I've been doing while I've been pregnant. I'm officially in my third trimester. I am 30 weeks in a couple days and I have learned so much through this. This is my first pregnancy and there's so much that I'm glad I did, and there's so many things that I've learned for next time and for the rest of my pregnancy. And so these things I really wish that I would have learned before, but we all have our own journeys to go on while being pregnant because everyone's pregnancy is so different. So today I'm going to be sharing those things with you. But the first thing, this is maybe going to sound cliche, but don't compare your pregnancy to other people's. I didn't realize how different my pregnancy was going to be than what I'd planned. I am a planner, I'm a perfectionist. I had this idea in my mind of what my pregnancy was going to look like, how much I was going to work out, what I was going to eat, all of these things, and it all kind of turned into shambles just because of some circumstances that happened with my body that I'll get into. And so yeah, I would say plan the best that you can, but don't let it derail you if things go differently than what you're thinking while you're pregnant. In the first trimester, I didn't know I was pregnant for I think about the first 8 weeks. So I was training really hard and I was counting my macros at the time, at my leanest, most fit I'd ever been. And so when I was working out, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was exhausted. I would have to like sit down in between reps. I was working out with my friend and we both were just like, what's going on with me? I wish that I would have taken a pregnancy test sooner. I do and I don't. It was fun to find out further along because then I was almost out of the first trimester, but then at the same time, I just thought that my life was crumbling before my eyes and I didn't know why. I was exhausted, I had digestive issues, I had a bunch of weird things going on with my body, and although I never got morning sickness really bad, I would have to keep food in my stomach all the time or else I'd be nauseous, but I didn't know that before I was pregnant. So I did have morning sickness for a few days, but then once I knew I was pregnant, I just knew to eat every few hours and that went away. So the first trimester, in the beginning, I was working out really hard, and then once I realized I was pregnant, I gave myself grace, but I was exhausted in the first trimester. I would cry while I was making dinner because I was so tired. And although I've been exhausted during my whole entire pregnancy, the first trimester was by far the worst, and it did get better. I'm still tired all the time, but I'm able to get almost everything I need done in a day and cook and clean and do all that stuff. So then in the second trimester, I didn't pretty much work out the whole entire time because I had really bad leg pain because I have ankle and feet problems, mild problems, and so I had orthotics in, but they had worn down. I had the Dr. Schul's kind, and eventually my chiropractor told me that I needed to go get some good ones, so he sent me to this foot guy, and I literally bought an over-the-counter pair. He cut them to fit my shoes. They were like $50, and I probably got those a couple weeks ago. So pretty much my whole second trimester, I was in a ton of pain and I couldn't even bear to pretty much walk into the grocery store. Even laying in bed, I had pain. So that was really tough for me. Plus wanting to give in to my food cravings and all of that and not counting what I'm eating. The reason why I counted macros before was for fitness goals, but also because I either am an undereater or I overeat, and so it's really hard for me to know calories unless I'm eating the same thing every day, how much I'm consuming. And so the second trimester, not working out, consuming too many calories, not necessarily eating junk all the time, but sometimes I would eat fast food, sometimes I would eat treats. I still eat treats now, but just more in moderation. I just didn't really have like a clear picture of how much I was eating. And so gaining weight super fast during the second trimester and then realizing, oh my word, I've already gained more weight than what I wanted to my whole entire pregnancy. If you're pregnant, don't let working out feel pressure or overwhelming, because I will tell you that I don't know about you, but I lose my breath. I'm out of breath so fast. Like I have pretty good sized bump right now at 30 weeks and I work out from anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes, and it usually looks like a HIIT exercise, but I don't even need to include jumps or anything like that in there because my heart rate's already up and I'm out of breath. So you could go for walks. I do kind of Kayla Itsines BBG, where you do a couple reps, rounds back to back, and then you take a couple minute breaks in between. I use resistance bands for my legs. I use dumbbells for my arms, or I'll do body weight stuff, or I'll just do squats and I don't even need weight. Another thing that I am so glad that I've done that I recommend is going to the chiropractor and going to yoga. I didn't want to go to yoga. I only went because a lot of people told me it helps with your breathing while you're in labor, and it totally does. I'm horrible at focusing on breath, and I'm horrible at focusing on my body and feeling my body and what's happening, and that's really helped me. One thing that I wish that I would have been more aware of was in the beginning when I got pregnant, I thought I had this expectation of myself that I would be able to wear my normal clothes for a really long time. So when that didn't happen, I was really sad, and I had to go on the journey of processing that emotion. At the time, I was at my smallest I'd ever been, like at a healthy weight, fit with muscle, lean, and my clothes were tiny. And I had just gone to Florida, and so I had this new wardrobe of these adorable booty shorts and high-waisted shorts and tight rompers, and so right away my clothes did not fit me. I still have things that have the tags on them that I've never got to wear because summer rolled around and I had already gained weight and had a little bump. So I definitely I would recommend not putting pressure on yourself to wanting to have a timeline for yourself. Your body is going to grow when it's ready, and some women don't have a bump for a while and some women get a bump right away. If you're like me, you don't want to go blow your budget and go spend a bunch of stuff on new clothes, especially if you don't really know how they're going to look when you're not pregnant anymore. But I will say that being comfortable and having clothes that you love while you're pregnant is really important, or at least it was to me. I still have pretty much worn the same things all summer long. I have a couple really big sweaters / sweatshirts for at night when it gets cool here in Michigan. For up until like a couple weeks ago, I was able to fit into all my Lululemon Align pants. Even though I wear a size 2 and they're already so tight on me, they just stretched. And I went to TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I got tight dresses that just looked cute with a bump, and if it ever felt unflattering, I would just wear a little cover up over it, like a little cardigan or short sleeve shawl thing. Show your bump if you feel comfortable with it, because it's so fun to just have to enjoy. Yes, your body's gaining weight, but you also have this adorable bump that everybody loves. People love baby bumps. I'm not making this up. Another thing that I did was, because I was pregnant, well, it's been summer, I just went to TJ Maxx and I bought a pair of medium or size large biker shorts. Even though they weren't maternity, my legs were growing enough to where they fit my legs and my bump. You can have an awesome wardrobe on a budget. I have hardly bought any maternity things, so the majority of the things that I bought that I just sized up in that aren't maternity, I would go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Also consignment shops. If you have kid consignment shops around you, sometimes they have a maternity section. So I went to one in the city when I was shopping for baby girls' clothes, and I found some awesome maternity tops, kind of like sweaters and things, but I can grow really big in them, and they were really cheap. So I don't have to go out and buy brand new maternity things that I'm going to wear for a few months and then either store, which I hate storing things, or sell and then have to rebuy later. One thing that I wish that I would have got sooner was my pregnancy pillow. It is huge. It is it's pretty much this huge U shape, and I got it from Amazon. I think it was like $45 or $50. Hands down the best investment of anything that I bought while I've been pregnant. The reason why I love the double-sided one is that no matter if I'm sleeping on my right side or my left, my back is supported and then under my belly is supported. One thing that is so important when you're pregnant is to make sure that you have people that you can talk to about how you're doing. Everybody is going to feel different about pregnancy. Some women are going to absolutely love being pregnant and they're going to think it's the best thing ever. Some women hate being pregnant. You're not a bad mom, you're not a bad person if you don't enjoy being pregnant. Everybody's body is differently. Everybody carries differently. One thing that I just stopped doing was going on Instagram seeing if my bump was on par, because there's no way to measure that. There's women out there that look half as pregnant as I do at 30 weeks, and then there's women who look probably will all look full term at 30 weeks. And so there's no one size fits all. It's just totally your own journey that is going to be so different than everybody else's. I don't want my pregnancy to be me worrying about my body and what I look like. At the end of the day, I'm going to breastfeed, I'm going to lose my baby weight, and I'm going to get the most precious gift of my life. I'm already so in love with my daughter. She's going to be the most beautiful, most amazing thing I've ever known, and it was worth it. It's worth any amount of weight that I have to gain to have her, to be with her. And it is so downplayed. We're literally growing a human being, like cells to a full baby. No wonder we're exhausted and hormonal and having a hard time. It just makes sense. It makes sense to me and makes me feel better. I just want to give you permission to do the best that you can. Eat as well as you can, work out as well as you can, but in the end, it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. And I'm just really happy that I feel so good in the 3rd trimester that everything that I've done my best, and it's okay if I didn't meet my goals or everything didn't go as I planned. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Bye.